put them on pause, as everybody knew they were going to do. And so the guess is they're going to raise them again, maybe another 25 basis points, 2 more times, another 50 basis points. But it's a guessing game. But the damage that's being done is going to take time to happen, and that time is now. They keep talking about home sales, but nothing, hardly, about office occupancy rates and the disaster facing the commercial office building sector. It is unparalleled. There is going to be a crash like you've never heard before in your life. The crash of 29 will sound like a blip compared to this enormous crash that's going to take place in the office building and other commercial sectors in cities. That they were shoving down our throat? Only for about 2 years. There's no inflation. It's only temporary. It's only transitory. I'm Jerome Powell. I'm the Fed head. I'm the top guy, the bankster gangster. You listen to what I tell you. Facts don't mean anything. Or you're just full of shit. How come nobody's calling these clowns out? Oh, I know why. They're prostitutes. They're media that get paid to put out by their corporate pimps and their government masters. Nobody's calling them out. The reality is they don't tell the truth. It's a guessing game. And my guess is now, I don't think they're going to raise them, because you're seeing inflation going down across the board. And minus a wild card, like war ramping up in Ukraine or the Middle East, it's a guessing game. Nobody knows. So if they raise them 50 basis points in March, boom, goes the economy. Crashola. Yep. And a lot goes down with it, and we'll hit all the points. American banks are preparing to sell portions of the commercial real estate debt at a loss, according to a new report. No shit. Blew me away, never would have known it. Again, if your office occupancy rate goes back to 40%, or 60% rather, you're still 40% down. And again, your office vacancy rates in places like San Francisco, 30%. They're estimating by next year sometime. Up in Montreal, 25%. New York City's 20%. These are vacant. How are you going to pay your loans? You're not. Oh, and interest rates are high. And they have floating loans. So anyway, they're talking about what we've been talking about. They're closing down the malls in San Francisco. They closed down one top place after another, Whole Foods, one place after another. It's not getting better. It's only going to get worse as interest rates start doing their damage as well. When these low-life pieces of scum shit, politicians, politics, many ticks, made up the crap. You gotta work at home, can't go to work. Don't take a train, stay home, lock down. We're closing down everything. Every one of these faces in the mainstream prostitute media kept repeating the bullshit, spewing out of these people's mouths that it'll come back. Didn't happen. The damage that's been done by the COVID war is incalculable. Zelensky's top advisor says Ukraine has yet to start the counteroffensive. Oh yeah, you mean the counteroffensive that was supposed to start in the early spring, and now we're going into summer? And now they're losing, and they're saying that it never started? And the media just keeps selling
absolute bullshit.
That's right. We've written in the Trends Journal that this would happen. And as the war evolves, it becomes clearer that Ukraine is going to be defeated. And if there was peace, all these people wouldn't have died. So much of the country wouldn't be destroyed. But nobody talks about peace. Again, you're going to start seeing tensions increase because the word's out. The United States wants Russia out of Ukraine. More weapons are going there. It's heating up there. This thing blows up, it's going to blow up big. They raise interest rates. This thing's going down. Gold prices, gold prices are down. They should be much higher. When the economy crashes, gold's going to go up. When they lower interest rates, gold's going to go up. So we're bullish on gold. And today, Bitcoin, hit well over, 24,000 and it backed off. And as we said, when it breaks past 25,000, it keeps going up. It has to break solidly above it, and for, a number of days. And oil's still in the $85 a barrel range for Brent crude. So it's still up there. U.S. draft law backs transfer of Russian assets. The top Republicans of the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee have introduced legislation authorizing President Joe Biden to seize and transfer Russian sovereign assets to Kyiv for long-term reconstruction of Ukraine. The United States sold over $300 billion of Russian assets, and they're giving them to Ukraine. Could you imagine if Russia seized $300 billion of American assets and gave them to Iraq when they were fighting the war? We have no right seizing these assets. It's criminality, and nobody calls them out. The United States is on track to add nearly $19 trillion to its national debt over the next decade, $3 trillion more than previously forecast. Congress nonpartisan budget scorekeeper now projects that U.S. economy will barely grow this year. Wait a minute, they said it's going to grow. No, because they're saying the truth over here, not when you add in inflation. So it's dragflation. The economy's going down as interest rates go up. Inflation's going to keep going up as the dollar keeps going down. And again, the dollar's going to go down when, even if they pause interest rates in early May, the dollar's going to go down. And if they raise them 25 basis points, it'll be positive for the dollar for a bit, for just a short bit, because our other forecast is they're going to definitely lower interest rates before the 2024 presidential reality show. They do it all the time. Russia's invasion of Ukraine nearly a year ago sent inflation skyrocketing in the Eurozone.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That is bullshit.
Bullshit. Not Russia's invasion. The sanctions that the little scumbags, pricks, and I can't say the other word, put on Russia that drove up all the prices.